reaming brass valve guide. Brush that off. And what diameter are we making this to? 6.7?
6.6.
6.6. Then we'll flip this over. Honda CB750, 1972. New valve guides. And now we're reaming them out to be perfect. So this is a Honda specific, genuine Honda reamer, right?
Yep. Part number from the factory manual. $200 fucking dollars.
We are running it hard. Now we're using lots of lube, so it's keeping it cold. We had to use a corded drill because it has more horsepower. And then I'd like to go in from the other side one more time. It's this one, right? Yep. Then I'm just going to do one more cleaning pass after this, just to make sure. A little bit of lube. There. Now we check with the exhaust valve. Still has some chips in there. I'll just push the chips out with a Q-tip. That cleared. Smooth like butter, and it's perfect. It's the way you want it.
Sweet.
Here we are working on a 1972 Honda CB750 cylinder head. We got the valves sitting here, and this had new valve guides installed, the brass ones, and we just ran the reamer through. This is a genuine OEM Honda reamer straight out of the manual. And now what are we doing, Peter? We're gonna pull out your
Cut some valves. Let's get the workbench cleaned up a little bit here, maybe.
yeah, so this is the sweet little set. What set is this again? New Way?
New Way.
Yeah. Nice little set. We've got them all adjusted because we cut one valve last night. And these are the pilots, two different sizes. And this is the pilot driver. And we've got 60 degree, 30 degree, and the 45 degree, which the 45 actually cuts the valve's sealing surface. And yeah, now the drill's hot. So we got this valve cut. You can see I painted it with a black marker, and that's the 1.2 millimeter wide face. The tolerance is 1.0 to 1.3 millimeters, and we cut them perfect last night. So just gonna do a little cleanup and we'll carry on. Moving on with the 1972 CB750, we're going on to cut a 3-face valve seat. And the bottom cut's going to be 60. The valve seating area is the 45, and in the owner's manual it's indicated as 90. And the very top cut is 30 degrees. And we have the valve cutters here, and we can see that this steep angle is the one that's inside. It's the bottom one. This is 60. These are the new way cutters. We adjusted these cutters last night with the Allen key so that they're perfectly set up. This one here is the 45. This is the one that cuts the valve seat, and its tolerance is 1 to 1.3 millimeters in width. You have a tolerance there. And this is the top one. This is 30. And by cutting a 3-angled valve seat, it improves flow where the fluids and the airs and the gases, if you want to consider gases fluids, it allows them to flow with less turbulence, and that's important for higher performance engines, which the CB750 was the original superbike, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah, that's right now.
Yeah, so essentially, I'll grab a pen.
The nerd on the internet calls it.
The superbike?
Yeah, the original superbike.
Yeah. So we have a drawing here last night when we were talking about it. So you can see that your when you cut your 60 down here, you imagine that this is the valve orifice, we'll call it. You come down and you cut this portion out. And this is your 60 degrees, and up here is your 30. And then when you drop your cutter in to cut your final face, you cut this little diamond point off. And then what we want is this to be 1 to 1.3 millimeters. And you can see that we achieved that. I in the other video I have just previous to this, you can see that we had cut a 1.3 millimeter face after cutting the bottom, then the top, and then we finished with the 45.
The pilots for the new ways, I got a 6.58 mil and a 6.6 mil, because you're never quite sure what kind of tolerance you're going to have. The 6.58 fits great. The 6.6 fits. It's a little tighter, doesn't quite go down as far because they are tapered ever so slightly. So I'm glad I got both, but the 6.58
works for a brand new reamed out valve guide.
Yep.
So yeah, first one we'll cut in here is the 60.
Should we paint it up?
Yeah, let's get that painted up. Yeah, so we painted the valve seat black with a black Sharpie, and I've used the machinist blue dye, and I find that the Sharpie actually provides a better contrast with the silver metal showing up. Right now Peter's putting on some lubricant on the cutters, and this is the moment of truth. Every guide that got pounded into this, the new guides are pounded into this, so some of them might be perfect, and there's no way of knowing until you run this cutter through. So right now we're cutting the bottom 60, and there's all kinds of conflicting information about which one to cut first. Some say cut the 45 first, and some, the owner's manual in Honda said cut the bottom and then the top, and then it says specifically in there, finally, the 45. So we're going with what Honda recommends.
Same as the other one, it's kind of drifting towards the top.
Yeah, so yeah, it's cutting only here but not down there, so that means that this stem is a little bit pointing north, we'll call it. But when you install new valve guides, you have to ensure that you run the reamer through to give you the exact cylindrical ID, and then you insert your pilot, and then you cut your valves true to your valve guide's bore axis, is the way I explain it. And if that starts chattering, we found that putting some lube on it stops the chattering.
What lube?
Oh, what kind of lube's that?
Homemade.
This is the real Mr. Oil.
Demon semen.
So last night on our first one, we cut that 60-degree valve seat until we had at least 1 millimeter all the way around. So now you can see it's very wide silver band here, same as last night, and very narrow or non-existent cutting here. So we still need to keep going so that at least the bottom side, which for this side would be the bottom, I'll call it, also has a ring. Then you have a face to work off of. And little by little, you start to grow your contact patch, yep. And this is removing so minimal material, like, it's not going to affect how deep your valve drops in if you're doing it this way, removing the minimum amount of material. You don't want to remove any more than the minimum. And how do you know how much the minimum is? It's the amount that's required to achieve the face that you need. So you got to do this by trial and error the first few times. And I shouldn't say error, but by trial, little by little. And that's what we did last night. It only took a few minutes and we got it perfect the first time, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah, I verified it a second ago with a paint marker. So I used a liquid paint marker and I dabbed the entire valve seat, and then I dropped the valve in, let it slam, lifted the valve up, and looked at where the paint imprint landed on the valve, its valve sealing surface itself. And the paint's kind of like, I rubbed it off, but you could see that the paint landed exactly in the center of that shiny face. So to me, we got it perfect. And the reason we got it perfect is because we didn't remove that much material in the first place. We just trued it. Yeah, we're getting there. Takes a while. We'll have a look at it after a few more minutes. Yeah, so we did achieve about a 1 millimeter band right there. So now we're gonna drop in the top angle, which is the 30 cutter. And so that we just cut the bottom angle, and now we're gonna cut the top angle.
All the cutters are adjusted last night, so we don't really have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, and what he means is those cutter dies, we slid the dies out so that they're wide enough to reach, otherwise it falls straight through. Cut and check, cut and check, cut and check.
It's perfectly fine at the top. It hasn't touched the bottom yet.
Yep, same. We'll check in a few minutes. So we got the 30 and the 60 cut, and now we are dropping on the 45, which is going to cut that point. As we were showing, this point is going to cut that to that 1 to 1.3 millimeter tolerance. Yeah, I didn't lube that. Yeah, this is satisfying to watch this part because now you get to see that nice ring get cut. And because you trued up the 60 and you trued up that, that's pretty close. We should measure that width. You can see it cut a band there now. And that looks to me like about, you know, it's pretty close to a millimeter. I think I had that set.
No, we moved it. Is that for 1.1?
Probably need to pull that. Was this the one that we were using to pull with? That was the green one. Pull the Pilot. It's funny that they didn't provide a puller.
I didn't buy the full kit. I bought a piecemeal. I can pay them $20 for a puller when I have 16 of them right there. That's 108. Get. Hungry there, Rick?
No, it just swallowed and then the stomach just growled. What do you think?
Not yet. No.
It's too thin?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we continue
I'm
cutting.
not seeing it down here.
Okay, so if we don't have that ring, we gotta keep going, yeah. So we're under, but we're working up to it. So we just operated the lapping tool that you hold onto this end here, and when you hold onto this end, the gear mechanism goes chick, 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 chick. So it's got a little suction cup on the end. You drop the valve in with some cutting paste, and they operate the tool, and the tool pushes the valve in there. It goes chick, 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 and we polished that 45 face, and you can see that it's a slightly more gray than everywhere else. That little gray band all the way around. That's the sealing face. You can see it. It's perfect. It's perfectly smooth all the way around. And the valve also has that perfect gray band because you were grinding them together, and the valve went back into its holder over here. So intake number 3 is complete. The reason why we didn't start here and we started here is this one here, the valve stem is a little bit mushroom, so we're gonna have to fix that valve stem up, because when we tried to push number 4 intake down through, the mushroomed end was having a hard time. So we just gotta touch that up, and what that's from is the cam roller is just constantly pounding on that, and it makes the very end of the stem mushroomed a bit, so we just got to touch that up. But intake number 3 worked fine, so we did that one first, and we'll just keep moving along. Here's the beast. This is the 1972 CB750 super bike. Pete, you're calling this the Resto mod?
I think so.
That's the original tank. Actually, you got
Tank
that
is from 74.
the tank's from 74. You found that tank
Yeah,
as
brand new at Sutherland's.
yeah, brand new tank. Yeah.
Somebody bought it in 1982 and never picked it up, and I got it in 1996.
The cool thing about your project, Pete, is this is your first bike.
Yeah.
And you sold it like 25 years ago and went and talked to the guy you sold it to, and he had it apart sitting in a porch with all sorts of boxes. And so your project isn't dismantling, cleaning, fixing, and rebuilding. It's sorting through a cardboard box to rebuild your first bike,
Yeah.
which was a 1972 CB750. What year did you buy this in?
96.
1996 in Quebec, right?
Yeah.
Quebec City?
Quebec City, yeah.
Yeah. And here we are in 2026, 30 years later, right?
Still dumbasses.
And you're building it back up into a super awesome project, man. It's so sick, man. I'm happy to be here to experience it. So it's cool, man. Did some work to that rear hub, polished it all up, looks beautiful, painted the center, and then you laced it up with some Takasago XL rims, and you laced that wheel yourself because you're really handy with the lacing wheels from your cycling experience. And also you did the dual disc brake hub and laced on that XL matching rim on the front. It's so sick, man. This bike's gonna be so sick. Can't wait.
Can't help myself with the knobby tires, but
Looks great, man. And yeah, we're this is the engine. It's under wraps right now. Peter came out to my house. We vapor blasted and we honed those cylinders with my stones and vapor blasted the pistons, and you put new rings on. And we split the engine because a bolt got dropped into it, and that was an experience, and that allowed us to seal even more things with Honda Bond. And you did a great job at polishing this. Like, your bike's gonna look like an amazing machine, man.
better run.
It will. This is what's making a difference. Is we honed those cylinders out. You put new rings. We measured the ID of those bores with my bore gauge. I measured the OD of those pistons. Everything was on spec. And so it's going to run. And right now with the valve job that we're doing and cutting those valves perfect, like, you're going to have a brand new 2026 bike if you complete it within this year.
That's the question.
Yeah, and if you get it done in 2027, this is going to be a 2027 motor. And these are the type of projects you don't rush through. You just you build them and enjoy them, right? It's awesome, man.
Super fun.
Oh yeah.